Good morning all. Today we are going to discuss abrasive jet machining process, that is also called as AJM process. This AJM process is upgraded version of conventional sandblasting operation. In this AJM process, the abrasive particles used are of much finer size compared to those used in sandblasting. The process parameters of the AJM process are more properly controlled and regulated. Therefore, it finds a very good application in industry. Next, the principle of AJM process. In this AJM process, fine microabrasive particles are accelerated in a gas stream. These particles are directed towards the focus of machining. As the particles impact the surface, they fracture of the surface and create cavities. As the particles impact the surface, it causes a small fracture and the gas stream carries both the abrasive particle and the fractured particles away. Next one is the construction and working of this AJM process. From the diagram, you can see the construction details of this AJM process. The equipment used in AJM process is shown in this diagram. The gases normally used in this process include air, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. Oxygen is not used because of the fire hazard. Depending upon the installation, either a compressor or gas cylinder may be used. When an air compressor is used, suitable precautions must be taken to avoid contamination of air with water and oils. This setup consists of mixing chamber in which fine-grained abrasive particles are filled through a holding device called abrasive feeder, or it is also called as abrasive hopper. The mixing chamber vibrates and amplitude of this vibration controls the flow of these abrasive particles. As we already discussed, the compressed air or high pressure gas is supplied to mixing chamber through pipeline which carries a pressure gauge to control its pressure. These particles mix in the stream of gas travel via a hose and pass through a nozzle. This stream of mixture of gas and abrasive particle is called as abrasive jet. Now we will discuss the working of this abrasive jet machining process. Through hopper, fine-grained abrasive particle is filled in the mixing chamber. The gas or air is supplied under pressure into the chamber. The pressure of gas varies from 2 to 8 kg per centimeter square. The gas is supplied through the pipeline which carries a pressure gauge and regulator to control the flow. The mixture of high pressure gas and compressed air is passed through a nozzle on the surface of the workpiece, and due to high speed mixture, erosion is caused and material removal takes place. Next, the various parameters used in this abrasive jet machining process. Carrier gas. Commonly used gases are either nitrogen or air or carbon dioxide. The gas used must not flare excessively. It should not be non-toxic. It should be cheap. It should be easily available and capable of being dried easily. Next one is the types of abrasive. Commonly used abrasive are aluminum oxide, silicon carbide, then sodium bicarbonate or glass beads. Aluminium oxide is most widely used abrasive and is suitable for cutting, grooving and deburring operation. Silicon carbide is also used for similar operation but for harder material. Sodium bicarbonate is also used as abrasive and it is used for light duty work like cleaning, cutting and deburring of soft material. In some cases, glass beads are also used for polishing surface to make a finish. Next parameter is jet velocity. The kinetic velocity of the abrasive jet is utilized for material removal by erosion. The velocity is a function of nozzle design, nozzle pressure and abrasive grain size. We already discussed about the abrasive grain size. Here we are discussing about the nozzle design. Generally, right angle and straight edge sharp nozzles are used. These nozzles are either made up of tungsten carbide or sapphire to resist abrasive wear due to the high velocity abrasive stream. Higher nozzle pressure results in greater MRR. Higher grain size produces higher MRR, therefore, the inside diameter of the nozzle is about 0.04 mm. Next parameter is standoff distance or nozzle tip distance. From diagram, it is clear that as the standoff distance increases, the diameter of that cavity also goes on decreases. This shows the effect of this nozzle tip distance, which is also called as NTD, on material removal rate. This NTD is nothing but what? The distance between the face of the nozzle and working surface of the workpiece to be machined. Generally, it is kept about 0.7 mm to 1 mm. The shape and size of the cavity produced as well as the surface of the workpiece is affected by NTD, which we already seen in that previous diagram. From this diagram, it clearly indicates when the NTD increases, the velocity of the abrasive particles impinging on the work surface increases due to their acceleration after they leave the nozzle. This increases the MRR. With further increase in the NTD, the velocity reduces due to the drag of the atmosphere, which initially checks the increasing MRR and then decreases it. The next one is the effect of abrasive flow rate on MRR. As the flow rate increases up to maxima, more number of abrasive particles hit the surfaces. This increases the MRR. If the flow rate is greater than optimum, velocity of jet decreases, hence MRR also decreases. Next is the effect of mixing ratio on MRR. This mixing ratio is nothing but the ratio of mass flow rate of abrasive to mass flow rate of fluid or gas. From this diagram, it is clear that at initial stage, when the mixing ratio increases, MRR also goes on increases. At optimal condition, this MRR goes on decreasing. Next one is the effect of nozzle pressure on MRR. There is a very little effect of this nozzle pressure on MRR. Next one is the advantages of this AJM process. In this AJM process, brittle materials can be easily machined. There is no direct contact between tool and workpiece, hence less damage to the workpiece surface. Holes of any shape and intricate cavities can be machined. In this AJM, initial investment is less, but sorry, in this AJM, power consumption is also less. We can achieve good surface finish of 10 to 50 microns. This process is also having certain disadvantages. It is suitable only for brittle materials. Machining accuracy is poor compared to other non-conventional processes. It also has a low MRR as compared to other non-conventional machining processes. In this AJM, as the abrasive particles are inserted in the work material, hence cleaning needs to be done after machining, and used abrasive particles can't be reused in this process. This process tends to pollute the environment. The application of this AJM process, it is used for machining superalloy and refractory material like glass, quartz, sapphire, ceramics. It is also used for cutting, drilling, grooving, cleaning, deburring and finishing operation. It is also used for reproducing design on a glass surface with the help of masks which are made up of rubber or copper. It is also used for etching markings on glass cylinder. It is used for frosting interior surfaces of glass tubes. It is also used for aperture drilling for electronic microscope.